Well, hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Saturday, which means that we're starting a brand new master topic. Yes, everyone, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. I'm glad you decided to join me. It is January 11th, 2025. Um, Thank you so much for checking out the show. Really do appreciate that. Of course, you can catch more of these great shows at believemeachieve.com 24 hours a day. So why not check that out? All right, everyone. It's great to have you here. Feel free to go get yourself something like a drink, a snack, or what have you, and hurry on back. All right. So the way we do this is Saturday kicks off a brand new master topic. And the master topic for the entire week, which is what the first show is about, and then each day we get a granular subtopic. Prepare for transformations. We're on series 4. And ladies and gentlemen, this is show number 3. And that means it's episode number 1. So great to have you here with us on the kickoff of a brand new master topic. Welcome to the Inspirations for Your Life podcast. I am your host, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, podcast coach, podcast host, and I'm thrilled to have you joining me this evening. Transformation, is a power and deeply part of a personal journey that begins within. Together, I want to help you explore self-discovery, mindset shifts, and resilience, and how this can unlock new doors and create lasting impact, whether you're looking to grow as a person, a leader, or a dreamer. This episode and the ones following this week will inspire you to dig deep and embrace change. So let's go ahead and just dive right in to the incredible power of inner transformations. And so, first of all, when we think about the word transformation, what is a transformation according to where I always go to Webster, Merriam-Webster. Do you want to give them credit for this? So, according to Merriam-Webster, transformation is a noun. It's an act, process, or instance of transforming or being transformed. We'll go into that in a minute. Uh, False hair worn especially by a woman to replace or supplement natural hair. That's not the meaning we're going for. The operation of changing as by rotation or mapping one configuration or expression into another in accordance with a mathematical rule or formula. A change of variables or coordinates in which a function of new variables or coordinates is substituted for each original variable or coordinate. Okay. An operation that converts as by insertion, deletion, or permutation one grammatical string, such as a sentence, into another. For example, I can take a string of letters, which say is a sentence, and I can say for every first letter of a word, that means every time there is a space, the first letter of the string should start out capital, if it's not, and after every space, the next letter should be capital. And following that premise all the way through. Genetic modification of a bacterium of incorporation of free DNA from another bacterial cell. Also, genetic modification of a cell by uptake and incorporation of exogenous DNA. So when we think about the process, transforming. So transforming is a verb. So to change in composition or structure, to change the outward form or appearance of something, to change in character or condition, to subject the change to mathematical transformation, to cause or undergo a genetic transformation. For example, we will transform the sentences using the function first word cap by clicking on the file, giving it the string that we're copying onto it, hitting transform, and then we will see that every letter that is the beginning of a word will be capitalized, starting with the very first one. All right, so pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. So now we know what transform is. But sometimes people get the mistake of what transform is. And it's not about doing something immediately. I don't want you to think that that's what it's about, because it's not. Sometimes transformation can happen very, very slowly. It can. And so that might be something that you might be wondering about. But we're going to get into this pretty deep. So first point is self awareness. And this is the foundation of transformation. Understanding yourself is the first step toward meaningful change. Self awareness allows you to identify patterns, recognize your strengths, and address areas for improvement. It's like shining a light into the corners of your mind to see what truly drives it. When you take the time to reflect on your emotions, behaviors, and values, you create a solid foundation for growth, empowering yourself to build a life that aligns with your true self. All right, number two. Interchange precedes external results. Interchange precedes external results. This is why I always tell you that we got to work on the inside first, right? The world around you mirrors the world within. When you transform your mindset, you set the stage for external successes. It's easy to chase after external goals, promises, or things that you want, but sustainable results come when your inner beliefs, habits, and thought patterns align with these that are basically present inside. So by cultivating positive changes internally, you naturally start to permeate those changes outside of you. It does not happen overnight. And you will naturally begin to see shifts in your relationships, career, and overall happiness. But again, it does not happen overnight. That's the most important. It doesn't happen overnight. And so I know that you're probably saying to me, you know, that doesn't make sense, but I'm here to tell you that it does make a lot of sense. So we start by working inside. That's why we do things like affirmations, we do visualizations, we do, like Neville Goddard said, we live the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. Number three, authentic growth requires honest self reflection. Growth doesn't happen by accident. Nope, it doesn't. It requires a willingness to look inward and be honest about where you stand. Self reflection is not about self criticism, but rather an opportunity to understand your journey without judgment. By facing your fears, acknowledging mistakes, and celebrating victories, you create space for authentic growth that is rooted in truth and self acceptance. I know that sounds crazy, but it is the truth, everyone. It is definitely the truth. And so when I say the truth, I mean this is amazing, right? This is the potential that can change your life. But again, it does not happen overnight. And if you think it does, well, then you're going to be mistaken. All right. It does not happen overnight. So let's dive in a little bit deeper, and let's talk about point number four, and that is aligning your values with your actions. Living a fulfilled life means walking in alignment with what matters most to you. When your actions reflect your values, your experience greater clarity, purpose, and peace. Misalignment can lead to frustration and confusion. But when you take intentional steps to prioritize your values in your decisions and relationships, you pave the way for more meaningful and congruent life steps. But again, this does not happen overnight. Many people say to me, "Hey, John, if I do this, it's going to be happening tomorrow." No, you have to really believe it. Um, and that might not be easy to do, right? But I'm here to tell you that it's important to understand. Okay. It's important to understand that when you have these thoughts, okay, and remember we said your thoughts are not you. You're the observer of your thoughts, but your thoughts allow you to take inspired action. Number five. Number five is one of my favorites. And that is cultivate a mindset open to learning and evolving. Cultivate a mindset of learning and evolving. And I know that sounds like something that's a little bit crazy, but ladies and gentlemen, it's the truth. It is absolutely the truth. And this truth is something that I think you probably will like because you have to realize that things do not happen overnight. And you are not where you are right now because of today. You are where you are right now because of the thoughts that you've had. All right. So you can't just change those overnight. You can change them, but it's not going to have an effect on you immediately. All right. Let's move on to the next point, which is very important. It's number five: cultivate or form a mindset open to learning and evolving. Transformation requires a mindset that embraces growth and welcomes change. Instead of fearing the unknown, see life as an opportunity to learn and evolve, whether it's through new experiences, feedback, or even challenges. Maintaining curiosity and adaptability ensures that you continue to expand your horizons and develop your best self. Now, again, that's not something that happens overnight, but it is something that I think many people are aware of. Okay. And I think when we get to that point, maybe you'll understand that it's more about the mind. And the mind can allow you to make that subtle shift, right? That subtle shift. Now, it's not a simple shift because it takes time, right? We say it's a slight shift, but basically we're moving toward something and we have to do it gradually. If we do it like all at once, the mind and body are going to reject it, right? So this is really, really important to understand. Cultivating a mindset open to learning and evolving, meaning that we want to grow in our lives. We want to grow, and by growing, it makes a difference. Okay. Uh, and so I know that you're probably saying to me, John, mindset is easy. Well, yes and no, because sometimes your ego gets in the way of your mind. Did you know that? Yes, your ego gets in the way of your mind. And so you have to understand that you've got to dissolve the ego. But dissolving the ego is not a one step process, it's about you coming to terms and moving gradually through the process. Again, this does not happen overnight. It's a slow process, but the good thing about it is that it sticks, okay? And it sticks so things can definitely be there, not just today or tomorrow or in a month from now. They will just be there on and on. And that's hard for a lot of people to understand, okay? But just have the intention to cultivate a mindset that's open to learning and evolving, and the rest will take care of itself, all right? Number six, embrace discomfort as a catalyst for personal growth. If you remember what I've said a long time ago, and I've said this in the very beginning and I always repeat it, and that is you got to practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And so you got to practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay. Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And, this might be something that you quite don't understand, but it's something that I believe will get you to change your mindset. Again, not overnight, but it will at least get you on the right path. So, discomfort is often the precursor to transformation. While stepping out of your comfort zone, it can seem intimidating and challenging, but it's where the real growth happens. The struggles you face and the challenges you overcome shape your character and strength, of course, to build your resolve. By learning into the field of discomfort, you unlock new levels of resilience and uncover opportunities you never thought possible. So I think that's a very, very important thing for you to understand, and I hope that you will embrace this change of comfort, meaning that when you get discomfort, you're gonna practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, that's not an easy thing to do. I don't want to scare everybody, but it's something that you need to do to be successful. All right. You have to be comfortable, okay, getting uncomfortable. And again, you can do this. All right. I promise you that you can do this, but it takes practice. Okay. It takes practice. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. You don't need to do all of this overnight. Absolutely not. You do not need to do all this overnight. No way, shape, or form. You do not. Number seven, strengthen your inner resilience to navigate challenges. Life will inevitably throw obstacles your way, but resilience is what helps you rise above them. People have said before, you're going to fall. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, but what matters is that you get up, okay? You keep getting up. Every time you fall, you just get right back up again, okay? Doesn't matter if you fall once, twice, three times, or 100 times or more. You just keep getting back up. And eventually, you know what? You're not going to fall anymore because you have learned all the lessons that you need to learn. So strengthen your inner resilience to navigate challenges. That is so key, ladies and gentlemen. And through practices like mindfulness, gratitude, and self compassion, you develop the strength to bounce back stronger and wiser after these setbacks. The setbacks are nothing more than learning situations. That's what they are. They're learning situations that can help you really embrace. Um, and I know that that's something you may or may not, um, understand, but it's an important thing. And so, when we think about the fact that, you've got to build your inner resilience, and resilience doesn't happen by just you, let's say, thinking. Okay. Uh, and you might say to me, John, like, this is easy. Well, it might appear easy, but your inner resilience takes time to build. So your subconscious has to get on board, right? And you know yourself, building confidence sometimes takes time, especially if it's a new area. Could be a relationship, could be a new financial challenge, could be a new educational challenge. Whatever it is, it definitely can take time. I think it's important to understand this. I know it's hard, but you can do it. I think it's so important that you just embrace this concept. this concept that resilience is not foreign, the concept that resilience does not just happen by snapping your fingers or turning on a light switch. It takes time to build resilience. All right. It takes time to build resilience. And resilience is like building a muscle, right? You don't get proficient at, lifting weights overnight. It takes time. Number 8, commit to continuous self-improvement. Transformation isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of becoming. By dedicating yourself to a lifelong learning set and self-improvement, you ensure that you're always growing toward your potential, whether it's picking up a new skill, refining an existing one, or seeking out a mentorship. A commitment to bettering yourself keeps you on the path to success. On the path to success. And that path, ladies and gentlemen, is basically your mind, your mindset. So if you fall off the apple cart or you fall off the track, you can always get back on, right? How many remember using a GPS? Anybody else uses a GPS? I know I do it all the time in my car. Maybe you use a Google GPS, or maybe you just use another app on your phone like Waze, whatever it is. Or you have a third-party GPS platform that you purchased and you put in your car. I think a lot of people don't realize our life's like a GPS. We set the coordinates on the GPS, and the GPS system will get us there. It'll tell us if we made a wrong turn. It'll tell us to recalculate. It'll give us estimated time of arrival. It'll mitigate around, let's say, any accidents, emergency situations, road closures. All the new ones now do that because they use like a satellite service from like the XM Sirius radio, and then they kind of link in, and that's kind of all included. But what you may not realize is that you set the direction, and it's your GPS's job to get you there. So if you make a mistake, it's going to course correct. In your life, you have to realize that, you don't get to the destination without some alterations, right? You're going to make a wrong turn, right? You're going to say the wrong thing. You might do the wrong thing. And then suddenly you're like, oh, wow, like I get it. So GPS systems in your car are very similar to the GPS in our life. You tell it where you want to go, and you put it in there. Just like in your life, you set an intention in your mind to get you there. Then you notice that the GPS keeps monitoring. So you have to keep monitoring, too, that you're on the track of where you're going, right? Are you getting closer to that achievement? And then if you make a deviation, it automatically course corrects to get you back. And so that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that course correction is not about, just one thing. It's about a whole bunch of things. I think most people understand how a GPS works, but a lot of people don't know that there's a big difference between that and the one that's in your life. Okay. You have to take your temperature on things like, where am I going? How far apart am I? Am I close to that goal? Maybe we're talking about SEO, right? Like I write articles every day. Am I getting closer to where I should be? Am I ranking better? So what do? I check reports. I do Google searches where to make sure that we're coming up for those keywords. All right. So transformation is a journey. Change within inspires change in the world around you. Change within inspires change in the world around you. When you transform yourself, you naturally inspire those around you to do the same. Your inner growth radiates outward, influencing your relationships, community, and environment. By embodying the change you wish to see, you become a catalyst for positive impact, providing that personal transformation has the power to create ripple effects far beyond yourself, outro, and the connection. So that's very important. How you manage this. Okay. That's a very, very important thing. How you manage it. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. I know that a lot of you people want everything now, but I also know that you've got to do some things before you can expect. All right. This is really, really, really important. Um, I think if you understand that, you know, there's a process, okay? There is a process to doing things. And when you understand that process, ladies and gentlemen, life changes. Well, you know who I am by now. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys.